Today is the 26th of October. It's raining. It's been raining most of the night. It's a lovely cool breeze. Jacaranda is looking spectacular, so beautiful. And you can see there's a southerly breeze. No 40 degrees yesterday, thankfully. Hello crafting friends, welcome to my podcast. My name's Barbara Radzevicius and I'm Bondi Crafter. It's the 26th of October, I'm doing Vlogtober. It's nearly the end of the month, so I might leave November unless I do something there. But we'll see how it goes. But welcome. It's raining today. I'm doing some hand quilting, so hope this will be of some interest. I'm doing a quilt that I started earlier and I do have to finish it. I have to hand quilt it. And it is nice hand quilting, so it's a fun activity for me to do, and I'll show you how I get started with the block and how it looks the way I do it. I'm left-handed. I do slow motion, slow stitching, and I also do big stitch because I use pearl cottons for hand quilting. I think the pearl cotton gives nice definition to the stitches, and if you want to outline anything, the pearl cotton is perfect. So I use pearl cotton. I have a nice collection of pearl cottons. So in this episode, we'll have a look at the quilting and also some knitting. No plants today. My repotting is done. It's finished. I'm happy with it. And I just needed to repot my little orchids, and hopefully they will be good. So yeah, welcome and nice to see you all. It's 25th of October. It's 6:30 a.m. in the morning. I'm up already. I've had breakfast, thinking about what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do some more to that quilt there, and maybe cut out a jacket that I've been planning for quite a while. Yeah. So everything is looking fresh now that there is rain. Fabric that I'm wanting to make my jacket out of, and I've bought some other fabric that was very inexpensive to make a test model. So hoping to do that today with this beautiful fabric. Anyway, I'm just going to sit down now and watch some October vlogs and just relax for half an hour and see what happens. I love my lounge room. I love my plants. They look quite nice. Yeah. So yeah, just going to sit down now for a bit. I have been procrastinating about what to make with these two skeins from my last lot of skeins. I love this beautiful Attic Spin Dye superwash called Blue Tit. Remember that one? Yes. It is so beautiful, and I want to make something out of it, and this is about the third time I've had a go at it, and John caked up the ball for me, but isn't it painful when the insides come out not like they're supposed to? I have been sorting it, so that's what I've sorted, but I have decided to make another rose water. I think it's beautiful. One skein by Yanina Kalea. It is beautiful. The last one I made was 1920. 2021 for, I think my daughter liked it a lot and I gave it to her. But it's a beautiful pattern, and I have to get up to like nearly 200 stitches. Very easy pattern, very easy and beautiful for one skein. So that's what I've decided, and I am going to keep on with it because I need to follow through. Then with this one, I have unpulled it from yesterday, and I've decided to go with those two colours. They're neons, also from Attic Spin Dye, and I am sort of following the tubular cowl. Hopefully it will go well. I'll let you know how it goes when I've done a bit more to it. Yeah. But this, I just love the blues and the yellows, and I'm doing it on a big circular, which sometimes is not very cooperative. I think it's a string. And yeah, so I'm up to about 100 stitches, I'd say, on my needles now. So another 100 to go. But they're the two projects that I'm thinking about at the moment. I finished my botanical. I love it. I want to do another botanical, but not straight away. Yeah. One thing I do find that I sort of faff around with is deciding. I love all my yarn. I don't have an extensive shop of yarns to choose from, but the ones that I do, I love so much. And just finding the right pattern. Sometimes it takes 3 or 4 goes at different patterns just to decide this is what I'm going to do with it. And so I have decided for this one that I am making a rose quarter. I love it. I think it's a lovely pattern. I especially love the eyelets. So yeah, I can do this pattern. I have my notes from the last time I made it all waffled down there, and notes on the front of the instruction page. But yeah. Oh, okay, it's raining today, so this is why I am in a rainy mood. It will go on all day until midday, I would say. Then the podcast for today could be completely different, and you think, is this the same day? But yes, it will be the same day. It's Thursday today. John's coming home today. I do need to vacuum, so I could do that. I need to iron a few things. But yeah, I would like to make that jacket. So if I do, I'll video it. If not, I'll do a bit more quilting, I think, on the table. See how we go. I've just got out this small quilt that I started earlier this year, and I'm about to do some hand quilting on it. It's a lovely pattern. It's got butterflies on it, and it's a very simple log cabin block. A small quilt. How it's constructed is you start with a center square, then you place your logs around the center square. And for the edge, I just use some of the leftovers solid colors that are really nice. So, hand quilting. As you know, I hand quilt in my lap, but I've got it on the table this time because I'm thinking it'll be much easier, and the kitten, my kitten won't, not my kitten, I call her a kitten sometimes. My cat won't come and sit in my lap while I'm quilting. Not that she does, but when I'm knitting she does. So this is the middle block that I'm doing at the moment. You can see see where I've started. I've put pins around the chalk so I know where to start, and my quilting is big stitch quilting. I'm using pearl cotton, and actually I'm just following the lines and just doing a running stitch. So my quilting stitch is actually a running stitch, and when I hold it to make it firm, because I don't have a frame or a hoop, I place the pins around it which act as, you know, taut, and then I just hold it with my thumb and my forefingers under here, and I can feel the needle as it goes up and down on the back, and so it forms a nice line, and it's very easy to do. So I do this this method, you know, with even my big quilts. Usually I sit in my armchair and have the quilt on a small chair, just to take some of the weight off. And there we have it. And then for the last stitch I just do a back stitch, pull the needle under at the back, turn the quilt over, find the needle. As you can see, the back is very patterned. Looking for the needle, here it is. I'll just take a back stitch here, put the needle through the loop, and then do a long stitch underneath without it going through to the front, and just cut it off. And I find if I press slightly on the fabric, the thread disappears into the quilt, so that's a really handy thing to know. There we go. So the first part of the middle of the block is coming along quite nicely. You can see the quilting, hopefully. I'm going to do all the centres like this. With my quilts, no matter what size, I put the back and the front together with the batting inside, and then I put the binding on before I quilt. This keeps everything in place and all the batting from fraying or anything while I'm handling the quilt. Not everybody does it like this. My friend Judith does, but traditional quilters, I think, had it on a big frame where they could all help and get the job done really quickly, and then put the binding on. Everybody must have been really happy when Singer invented the sewing machine. I would be very happy. So yes, I finished the centre now, and I think I'll do all the centres before I do the outside blocks. So the next one I do, I think I'll just go around the outside, and yeah, I'll do more of this tomorrow. It's getting late now, and I need to think about where I want to put the chalk mark, and I'll show you all this tomorrow. Hand stitching In this episode, we're going to do some hand quilting. And this is the quilt. It's lovely. It's a small quilt, and I have started it. It's got 4 by 3 blocks. I've started the center. This is how I quilt. The fabrics I've used in this quilt are all cotton, 100% cotton, and moda. I think moda make my favourite solids. So, and then there's a cotton batting in it. So everything is 100% cotton. This is just a personal preference of mine, and I like a very thin batting. So when Spotlight have a sale on, I buy batting, and the last one I got was $60 Australian for 15 meters, which is about $30 US for 15 meters of batting, high quality batting. So yeah, they have very good sales on, but only once or twice a year. Okay, so I'm just going to finish pinning up this square. It's raining today, and my grandson, who's at school, he goes to high school, he's coming here because we think he's dislocated his finger, but he will be here. So I thought I would do this before he comes, and I'll just show you how I get started with the quilting. You've probably seen this before. I'm just going to do the center, and I'm going to mark my rows out with the sticky tape. So I've got a piece that's a bit small. That's stuck to my finger. So I find if I'm going to quilt straight lines, this is a great way to do it, and then you don't have to worry about taking the markers out or anything. I just leave a small gap there for the stitches. It only takes a minute. I really like quilting straight lines, I've got to say. Maybe because, I don't know, maybe because I have to move the quilt a fair few times if I'm doing circles, but it will be about the same time, so. I really love quilting, hand quilting. I love machine quilting too, so I just love making quilts. There we go, that's the last one there. Just this corner now. I think that will do. And now I'm just going to pin just where I need the fabrics to be held taut. So there is space between each row, only about 1/8 of an inch, maybe less. Just enough for the pin to go through. Pin around the edge. I don't want the pins to go through the sticky tape because I don't want the pins to get sticky. And this makes maneuvering the quilt so much easier because there's no balancing the hoop or moving around a big frame. If you live in a small space, or your space, you need space, this is a perfect way to do it. And then I will just get my needle. I'll start on the edge. So I'll just take it up like this. I'll start about an inch from where I'm going to start. Just long enough for the thread to go in. Do a back stitch. I love this purple thread. And then just do a couple of running stitches. Each time, a couple of running stitches. Up and down, I can feel it at the back. I love the sound of the thread going through the fabrics. It's like knitting. You know that lovely sound of the wool and the... Now at the end of that section where I want to go, and that last stitch is a little big, so I'll just take it to the next edge. So I've done one row. I can now take off that tape because I have the next row of tape to go. Just move the needle over, the pin over a little. I'll put that pin there just so we don't have movement. I'll just move it around so you can see where I'm going. Hopefully this is good. So now I will start on the second row. have to find my needle. It's a funny thing to say. It doesn't matter if you fold the sticky tape because it's such a small section. It doesn't come off, and it's like magic too. And so I just go down this edge of the tape, making sure that I don't go under the tape with the needle, because stickiness on your quilting needle is not fun, especially when going through batting. It'll pull the fibres through. I hope you can see what I'm doing properly. It only takes like, I would say, 3/4 of an hour to do a whole block, you know, hand quilting this size. It's not a big area. And it's just little running stitches. Well, not so little because I'm a big stitch quilter. And there we are at the end of that row. So now I will come back a little, go under and come out exactly where I want to. It's 2 rows done. I'll take that tape off and the pin. Let's put the pin there. It's coming along. Turn it round again. Isn't this green fabulous? I think it's one of my favourite colours. I have a few favourite colours, and then I have a few top favourite colours. I love all colours. Some just a bit more than others. But this green, I think it's chartreuse. Chartreuse. Now I'm just going to go back again. You can do this while you're listening to music or a podcast or a documentary. I really like Jeopardy. Jeopardy is one of my favourite shows. Also, there's an English show called The Tipping Point, and I really love it. And that comes on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And at 4 o'clock, 4:30, start dinner, because we have always had an early dinner. mainly because when my older children were young, they'd come home from school and they'd be so tired that at 5 o'clock, 5:30, they would be sitting at the table going to sleep with a spoonful of food in their mouth. So that's why we have early dinner. I still like early dinner. I think maybe we had early dinner when I was young. So it's another row. Just put the needle there. Take off another row of sticky tape. And so you can see it's coming along quite fast. I'll just move the camera. So you can see what I've done already. And that's the gap in between each row of sticky tape. It comes out really nice and straight. No lines or that left. I'll just show the back, but you can't see anything. Which is funny. Oh, you can see a few little brown dots, but from a distance, probably not. And I've also found my labels. I've had those for about 15 years, then just found them in a container. So yeah, I will have to leave it here. I might do a bit more later, but this is as much as I can do this morning because my grandson's coming shortly. And yeah, so I'll leave that there. I hope this is helpful. This is just how I quilt, and it's just a fun way for me to probably get more done in a small space of time. I'm thinking that's what it is, because I don't have to change the frame and everything. So that's it for me for today. It's the 26th of October. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about quilting, let me know. Let me know how you do your quilting. And yeah, I'll get back to you tomorrow. Oh, by the way, my plants are fab. I've taken them out of the bathtub. They're all back on the windowsill and they're looking okay. So hopefully they will continue to look okay. Yeah. So keep well, keep crafting, and my phone is slowly sinking. Bye, friends. P.S. I sat down and finished that small square, and that's how it looks with the tape. I think that's quite nice. I might do cross hatching in these areas, but yeah, hand quilting.